For my recommended activities, the first test we did was the yo-yo test, so I would recommend fartlek training for this to improve Ellis's score. This we completed twice a week, working at a high intensity, about 16 RPE. So RPE is rate of perceived exertion, so it's just how you feel you're working. So you want to be working at a high intensity. 20 is the highest you can work, so it's a high intensity activity. This will last for 20 minutes. So fartlek training is where you have a triangle set out with cones and you sprint one length of the triangle, you walk the next, and then you jog back to the start, and then you sprint, walk, jog until you've done 20 to 20 minutes. If it's too easy, make the sprint side longer, and then you can make the walking space shorter. This will help improve Ellis's aerobic endurance and also his sprint speed, because Ellis struggled with the sprint speed as he was doing the fartlek training. So the second test we did was Cooper's 12-minute run. So the recommended activity for this would be continuous training. So once a week, just go for a low intensity, 10 on RPE, just jogging or cycling of their choice. For 6 miles, this would take about an hour. If you did 10-minute miles, maybe half an hour cycling. This distance can be changed if it's too easy, so you can make it further or you can make it shorter, depending on how appropriate it is for Ellis. I feel 6 miles would be good for Ellis as he can go at a low speed and then he can keep up the distance. This is to improve Ellis's constant aerobic endurance, which not necessarily is used during football as much, but having good aerobic endurance will set you up to improve your sort of like fartlek training aspects, your sprinting, walking, and jogging of a football match. So this is to improve that. For the third test, it was the press up test. We are going to do some chest press to improve this. We're going to do it 3 times a week, 5 sets of chest press on an incline with 25 kilograms weight. So if this is too light, then we can obviously remove or add weight. We can change the incline as well to sort of use different parts of the chest. So you can use upper chest, lower chest, maybe a bit of shoulders. If this is starting to hurt Ellis, then obviously we can change the activity and improve his like bicep curls or something like this, because chest press can be quite painful sometimes. This is really just to improve Ellis's muscular endurance. So we're doing 5 sets, which is just quite a lot. We're doing reps of 15. So it's high reps to improve the muscular endurance that he can sustain. These reps will be coming down slowly to the chest and then bursting back up with power, and then slow and then bursting back up. This will just really help to improve Ellis's muscular endurance. So for the fourth test, we did the step up test. The recommended activity to improve step up test would be a plyometrics activity. So plyometrics is where you sort of jump onto boxes, so such as box jumps. So we'll use a plyometrics box of around 75 centimeters. So it's quite a high jump, and the floor is on a mat, so it's sort of easier jumping from a mat than a like just hard ground concrete, because you get a bit more movement in the mat. If this is too high, then obviously we can make it shorter or we can make it higher if you really need to. The reps we'll be doing 9 sets with 10 reps. We'll be doing off and on, so really quick intervals in between, working at a really high intensity. We'll have a 30-second rest in between each set. This will make the exercises go a lot quicker. We'll be doing this 3 times a week, as this was one of Ellis's weaker tests, so he needs to focus on this more. And this is purely just to improve the muscular endurance in his legs. And it will also help with his vertical jump score as well. This will help improve that score as well. The fifth test we did was the 30-meter sprint. So the recommended activity is interval training, which will take place 3 times a week, doing 20 sprints over 60 meters. You can vary the length if necessary, and the walk back will be timed to 30 seconds, so you don't get a lot of rest period in between. It's working at a very high intensity. This is really just to improve Ellis's sprint time, but it will also burn a lot of fat and improve his continuous training. So it will build up some aerobic endurance. And the last test was the vertical jump test. So for this test, the recommended activity is a bit different. It's heading, so practicing is heading. So as this will need an instructor who will hold the football, they'll then throw it up in the air. Ellis will have to jump and head it back to them. The instructor needs to throw the ball up in the air, so there is definitely the Ellis will need to jump to improve his jump height. These can be really challenging. So some of the headers he might have to jump really high to get and then not actually be able to reach them, but this will still use his jump height to get up to them. So this will be done 15 reps for 10 sets, with in between the sets we'll have a minute rest. This will really just be able to improve Ellis's jump height as he'll be constantly jumping up to head the ball, and it will also help his heading practice, so he will be more accurate with his heading whilst playing in matches and during training sessions, which will maybe make his goal scoring tally a bit more, as he'll score some headers from corners maybe.